Oh, there we go. We're live with the workshop. Thank you guys for showing up and watching. No one's here yet, but I'm sure you'll be fine by the drones and whatnot. But yeah, so the workshop, it's a lot of fun. We what it is basically is a group of comedians get together and we have a random topic. We try and write 3 to 5 minutes on that random topic, and then we get the other guys give us inputs on that random topic. Then later on, when we're all gone through, we actually end up doing our own comedy for 3 to 5 minutes, and we do the same sort of thing. So, but yeah, so the one thing I like to say, this is a comedy safe space, and when we say that, it's safe for the comedians and not the audience. So just be warned, as the N word, if it comes out, it comes out. So we can't stop it. We're here to be positive and support one another, and have fun. So, okay, so Derek, he's filming like he's on TikTok here, the up and down view. So, where are you from, Derek Dozier?
I'm from Sacramento, California.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. What's your topic today, just so we know?
Tonight, I was given the topic of math.
See,
What?
I can't tell if he's freezing on purpose or going through.
Maths.
Oh,
Maps?
Maths. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was me waiting.
Yeah.
Mathematics.
Maths. That'll be fun. Robin, where are you located out of? Or Bobby Sutton, where are you located?
That's totally okay. Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham, Alabama. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's your subject today?
The circle of
Bama.
life.
Oh, the circle of life. Listen to that. Well, my name's Keller Reeves, everyone.
Oh.
My subject is prophecies, which is tough to go. So, and I tell you what, I'll start off, make it easy for everybody, and I'll talk about my subject right away is prophecies. Let me start my little timer here. I got 2 phones and an iPad on the go. So there we go. Okay, so prophecies. I just figured prophecies are just lucky guesses that have come true. Basically, that's what a prophecy would be, right? So, one time for a prophecy, I actually I walked in a party and a bunch of people were watching the final round of Wheel of Fortune. You know that with the letters and everything, the spinning and all that stuff. And as soon as Pat, whatever his name was, said the topic out, I came out right away and just answered it for him. And I looked like a genius. Like it came out animal 12 letters. I just spurred out a hippopotamus. And I was like the king of that party all night. And I was pretty much became a prophet just like that. So, that's what I have fun with prophecy. Yeah. Anyways, the prophets tell prophecies. That's one thing I tried to figure out. But I found out that there are no synonyms for prophets. There's no other words that match prophets. I really went into that, and I just gave up because I can't find anything about it. So back to prophecy. That's a fun word to say. I like saying prophecy a lot. That's pretty much anything fun about a prophecy. It's kind of lost its heft. It's just lost its real backbone of it. It doesn't mean much anymore. Like a prophecy is pretty much like my cousin tells me he posts on Facebook all the sports scores, and that's pretty much a prophecy now because he thinks he'll know he'll get right. Like the other night he was just talking about the Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight. And he was like, yeah, Mike Tyson's gonna kick his ass. I can see it coming. It's a prophecy. I'm like, yeah, everybody knows this, Dave. Every single person knows that Mike Tyson's gonna kick his ass. Even Roy Jones Jr. put money down on Tyson. That's pretty much it. So this is how weak prophecies have become, I guess. That's what I've been finding out. I didn't watch the fight just to. I didn't care enough to watch the fight. I did. I know that everybody's getting kind of feely dreamy on it, and 2 icons fighting. I didn't watch it because of because of anything being old or not. I find boxing boring, so that's why I didn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't know how that was going to go. That's the way it works. But there now, I'm a prophet. That's what I say is, Dave's a moron. I'm a prophet. That's where I want to get to. Prophecies made me think of Deja Vu, which put me on to thinking about the Matrix 4 is coming out, because I always remember the black cat in the Matrix right away. He's like, he just goes, whoa, and just like, what happened? Oh, a cat. I saw a Deja Vu. But I was like, but like that's another thing on my list, Matrix 4. Like, why do I give a fuck about Matrix 4? That's the thing I figured out. Like, I've watched all 3 Matrixes recently, and they have not held up to time. They're just not good anymore. They suck. It doesn't. All the stuff doesn't make sense to me all the time. People talking about like how great Pong was in 1978. That's the same way they talk about the Matrix. You had to be there. It was awesome. But anyway, yeah, I figured like the Matrix would have worked. The Matrix would have worked if they used pug dogs. That's instead of humans. That's what That's why I know like robots never would take control, because they're using humans who are like they're complicated, like rebellious creatures, and they got this pug dog that just would lay there all the time and love doing it, and just you can create energy out of them so much easier. So, but yeah, like there'd be no pug Oracle, there'd be no pug Zion, there'd be no pug like Neo. Like they wouldn't need it, right? A pug dog, they just obey, right? But I've lost my place, which is fine. Yeah, but instead of dodging bullets, like a Pug Neo, as I'm calling him, Pug Neo. He'd the Pug Neo would just be a pug that can actually pick up a ball on his first attempt, instead of like fighting with the ball. Have you seen a pug try to pick up a ball? He's wearing a ball all the time. His eyes are popping out and being choked. That's what he looks like. Okay. Like, I didn't know how long this would last. I got some more things. My pug is always like eyeballing me. That's one thing he does. Just stares at me all the time. Just eyeballs me all the time. And I'm always like getting kind of uppity with him. Like, hey, what are you staring at? Like, you want a piece of me? Is that it? You want to take this outside, buddy? And then he just goes, yeah. And then we take him outside and I let him pee, and that's good enough. So, anyways, they're energetic. They're 23 hours and 45 minutes. They do nothing. They're just blobs. And that's what we would be if we're in the Matrix. Like they poured Neo being all skinny, everything. If you imagine a couch potato his whole life never moving his limbs, and it's getting pulled out of the Matrix after taking that red pill, whatever it is, it'd be a blobby mess of goo. There's no way. He'd be a pug dog, basically. Maybe I didn't explain that properly, but basically your capsule, your bone density would be kind of like a used condom, basically. That's the strength of it. So anyways, I've done 5.5 minutes, so I think I'll stop there. So thank you. A little all over the place, so that's how I write. Okay, so thank you so much. Who would like to start with some critiquing? Yeah, thank you. Got any pointers, Bobby?
Yeah, just basically what you were saying. It was a little bit scattered.
Yeah.
But same, like, it's actually things like, okay, this thing you put 5th, move that 3rd.
Yeah.
And then that thing you put 2nd, move that 6th. I'm not saying that thing, you know what I mean? Like, it would be a matter of, like, kind of going through it step by step and then just shifting the dominoes around. And that would actually build it a little bit stronger. Yeah. Because you had funny things and, but it was like, that would work. That would make this even funnier. And then you could get a bigger laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that too. Because it's like a lot of this stuff is just me writing and trying to get funny things. Not as much forming a set with it. Just trying to have a storyline of jokes down as I go. But yeah, no, I do know what you mean, because it is scattered. I can cut out some of this and some of that as it goes. I don't need it all, but it kept going with the jokes. So
yeah, and then like move this joke to this slot, move that joke down to this slot. Restack your deck, like all of your jokes. You know what I mean? Go, and it's like, okay, to this one might hit funnier because it ties more to the 3rd joke. This like this 2nd joke ties to the 5th joke real well. And now that I sit back and look at it, I'm gonna move the 2nd one down to the 5th, and it's gonna bump it up. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I totally know what you're saying.
So and I think that's gonna help it a lot. So you got good stuff there. It's got really good legs.
Yeah.
And and I think it just needs just a little bit of restacking the deck's going to really build it up for you.
Yeah. If I ever use it again, we'll see. I might talk about the Matrix thing. I just can't stand the Matrix, so it helps.
Yeah, I like the Matrix stuff, and that will always be, at least for another 11 years, it'll be topical.
Whenever Matrix 4 comes out, I guess I got it.
Mm.
Well, would you like to give me some pointers? Critiques?
I found, Keller, I found your opening candor. I found it very strategic and very honest and sweet and, beautiful and like a way that I could I thought you were just, I don't know, it felt to me very intentional to say so much like your bit about profits. I was like, okay, go ahead, profits. What? So yeah, profits, there's no synonym for profits. I thought that was a setup. So I was like, oh, that's not a setup. Well, so the setup I thought it was, I wrote down, do profits wear custom suits? Are profits pro-fitted? That's a bad joke, but you can have it if you'd like. So what was another?
Yeah, but yeah.
I also heard in your prophecy. Okay, I may keep it. It's a bad joke, but I may keep it. No one believes in no. Does anyone have a favorite prophecy? Nobody has a favorite prophecy anymore. I thought was a very funny just thing to throw out amongst the idea of, prophecy is a dead idea.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. It's actually funny you said that about the candor.
And otherwise.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're on some sort of delay. So when I start talking, I think you're breaking all the time. So I end up interrupting you. No, it's just funny you say that because I had a joke I wrote when I first started writing at the start of this, and I didn't really like it because I didn't feel good. Although it was actually a funny joke, but I deleted it because Mike goes, "Why are you deleting that?" I go, I'm not. It's not an honest to me joke, so I'll never remember it. It won't come out right. I just delete something that if it's not something I am actually legitimately thinking about. So it's interesting you saw that, but yeah, sorry to cut you off, but please go ahead. So
no, you didn't at all. I like that about this show. Please cut me off. It's just a technical issue. It's not an emotional one. Yeah. Thank you. I love another comedian to share input. But exactly. I write those jokes down and then cross them out to tell myself this is not my joke, but just so I can put it in my notebook in case I could give it away or in case it comes up. At least it's there.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a pug joke. My pug is eyeballing me. My pug's over there eyeballing me. Sometimes I lose the staring match. And he takes me outside. He takes me outside in the front yard. That was it. That was the punchline to that. I lose a staring match. He takes me in the front yard.
Takes me out back and shows me a lesson. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. I liked it.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Right. My pug takes me for a walk, or he holds the leash. Right.
Yeah. That's funny. He makes me hold the leash. Yeah. He's in control. He holds.
I had eyeballing me as he never eyeballing me, never breaking eye contact as he lifts his leg on my favorite shoes.
Yeah, he would do that. Yeah, that's good. I'll have to remember that. I think we've ventured enough into my stuff. Let's move on to somebody else. So, who would like to go next? We didn't elaborate that before, but. Robin, you look like you're leaning towards going right now.
Me?
Yeah, how about you, Bobby? Let's go with you. How's that sound? Cool.
Okay. Yay. Okay. Y'all, everything about this story I'm about to tell you is completely true. The circle of life is a thing. And it just, when I got the subject, the memory just flooded my brain of giving birth to my first child. And The Lion King had just been released for home viewing. And I was, let's just say, I was extremely hormonal and raging. And I demanded and professed that my child would be born to the chorus of Elton John's The Circle of Life. And everyone laughed at me. And when it came time to push, he said, she's crowning, push. And I'm yelling at my husband, turn on the boombox, turn on the boombox, put the song in. And the doctor laughed at me. He laughed at me. And he said, oh, Miss Clark, childbirth doesn't work that way. You can't just pop out babies on cue. Now, I already have authority issues. You don't get to tell me what to do. And I was like, oh, really? 31 seconds later, I poop, and I'm yelling, hold that baby up, hold that baby up. And the nurse is stunned and holds the baby up as the music goes, Circle of Life. I have been performing since I was 5 years old. Don't you dare tell me I can't hit my mark on cue. I love my boys. They're beautiful because they look just like their daddy. Yeah. And I remember when I queefed that second carbon copy from betwixt my loins, and the nurse said, looks just like his daddy. And I said, that's it. I want a divorce. And everyone in the room fell silent. And I said, yeah, that's 2 kids of yours I've had already. They both look everything like you. They don't look a thing like me. I want to know who the mom is right now. And I still haven't found out who that bitch is. But, your whole life actually is a circle, As you live your life, you slowly turn into a circle, You start your life, you're born into diapers with a complete lack of knowledge, and when you die, it's usually in diapers with a complete loss of knowledge. Your body, it also goes through a circle of life, doesn't it? Oh man, I remember when I met my husband. God, he had those 2 smoking hot guns, and he had an 8-pack comb gutters. Oh, it was whew. Yeah, now he's just kind of sporting a Coors party ball and some koosh balls. Age has been a little bit more kind to me. See, youth was not kind to me. No. See, I was not blessed in the bazooms areas. No, drag queens, they pity these nodacious tatas. Yeah, you see this? This is all Wonder Bra here, people. Yeah. You feast your eyes on all this isn't. Yeah, see, I can't even push them together and make one good one. It's really sad. But in an age where most women are having to buy knee pads to keep their nipples from scraping the ground, I'm finally starting to look like a perky little teenager. Yeah, wish me luck. I'm trying to get a gig as the perky lure on To Catch a Predator. Yeah, I'm going to make him sorry he ever looked at my milk and cookies. I'm Bobby Sutton, and that was my feelings on the Circle of Life. Blessed angels on ya.
Good job. Way to go. Just barely under 5 minutes. Good. Oh, Derek, you're writing down frantically there. I was watching you. You want to start off with some critiques? opinions? I like the word critique.
It sucked. It sucked. Oh God, it sucked.
Yeah, no.
Sure.
Critique is the right way to
fuck
say
were
it, but
you-
I like saying the word.
I really just enjoy the show so much. I just like trying to share with you any ideas I have. So I just thought it was fun at the idea. This is a true story. If you just gave that at the top very seriously and solemnly, I think that would be funny from your character, and then just give you an emotion, a different emotional place to just kind of start from. Like, this is a true story.
Yeah.
I liked in there when you were talking about having babies. I really liked carbon copy. I just thought another funny word you could put in there was carbon copy, 3D printed out copies of that guy. And I also want to mention, I think it's super fucking classy. The both of you had really funny sets, and I didn't notice either of you swear at all. And so I just don't think I can maintain the not swearing and being funny that you two have, the Jerry Seinfeld standard the two of you have started. I don't think I can maintain, okay? It was very funny. I don't think I can do that. But I also, so in diapers, I liked that talked about living in diapers and growing old in diapers. I just saw a little bit in there of, I figured I'd just stay in diapers now and get used to them. I got my diaper on now and it's comfortable. And then another bit I thought would hit in that is when you were talking about your husband aging and that he's grown old. Cum gutters is super fucking funny. I liked cum gutters. So maybe he used to have cum gutters and an 8-pack. Now he's in a diaper and I'm changing him and hoping he'll wipe me too. Just another, now we're both in diapers. I don't know, cum gutters to diapers. Maybe it's not funny.
Oh, maybe the changing diapers is foreplay or something.
You get what I'm saying. Exactly. That idea.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to know what cum gutter was. Is it a? I wrote down cum gutter. I was like, what is that? Like,
when a guy has the 6-pack or the 8-pack, the division of the muscles in the stomach.
I got those.
Yeah, the youth calls them cum gutters now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yeah, I try to stay above
it's
Derek would know. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. Well, now
from my understanding, it's a bleed over from gay culture, I think, because I think there's a slight implication of more splatter of male cum, to gutter than your standard female sex experience. But I don't want to generalize.
That's it. Holds the.
So to say other dirty things, I can't. to keep it dirty, you can't push them together and make. I just like the visualization of. I can't push them together and make one sweet cyclone titty. I just like the visualization of like the cyclone or cyclops, not cyclone. I think either way, actually. And that's all I had.
Yeah, John. I actually wrote down.
Thank you.
Actually, I was writing some of the similar stuff. Like I liked a lot of your tags and everything, right? So I did like the. Also start at the start, like the Lion King references. I actually like because I did the same thing with my kid when he was born. I did my first kid. I held him up in front of everybody, like, "Hey, here's my kid," just like Lion King.
Yeah.
So it kind of hit. I think it hits the home with most people our age for sure. I wrote down test. You were talking about the paternity test with the husbands, right? Was that what it was? I don't know why I wrote it down. I didn't make
about both of them looking like my husband.
You know what? I wrote it down. Then I wrote down right after 8-pack cum gutters, and I didn't know what it meant. But I forgot everything it was before that. I was so fixated. What the hell is a cum gutter? I don't even know what this is. I always joke about. I have an innie belly button, like a really innie belly button. I have it's a perfect body shot. Basically, that's what it reminds me of. Maybe I want to take a body shot off my belly button. It's disgusting. But anyways, let's go back to this. I love that joke about push them together to make one. I thought that was really funny. I thought it was really subtle because you started talking and kept going on with it right away. So I mean, it was so subtle, but I think we both picked up on how funny that was. So that was great. So and the diaper part, it was. I just thought about too. Like I like the way I wear them now because I'm not just preparing for later in life, but I like the way they sound when I walk. Basically, it's like I love the screeching kind of feeling and everything else. It wrote that down. But yeah, that was a good job. It was well done. So yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Derek Dozier, would you like to go?
Thank you. You're far too kind. Maths. Americans say math, singular. Here in America, we only want one math. In England, they have maths. They're more open to learning. We only want one math here in America, and we don't like when it changes. We don't want to learn any new methods of counting. Just leave the math alone. We don't like any change. I find racial algebra to be complicated. Racial algebra is, weird and a weird creature. I'm a medium brown person myself. This medium brown person you're looking at came to exist because two prison guards fell madly in love. Two prison guards loved each other so much, they decided, let's make a little brown kid to hate at home, We're good at our jobs. Let's bring some home with us. My grandmother passed the racial algebra routine, the racial algebra song. She passed it down to me by teaching me racial algebra, by reading strangers as we passed them on the street. We would look at people and she would point out how light-skinned black they might be. She would point out how gay someone walked or how Asian someone was. It was this weird kind of fucked up racial algebra. And the same woman, a strict rule about do not bring any person into her house if you can't see the blue in their veins. If you can't see the blue in the wrist of their veins, don't bring them into her house. That was my black Creole grandmother that had that rule, not my white German grandmother. My black grandmother had the don't bring dark-skinned people home rule. I'm just trying to tell you, racial algebra is scary. It's complicated. As a medium brown person, sometimes people say to my medium brown self, women will come up to me and they'll say, oh, your hair, those finger curl hairs, your big fluffy hair. My hair looks just like that when I wake up in the morning. But then I shower and I put stuff in it and I brush my hair and I clean it and I press my hair so it doesn't look as hideous and grotesque and freakish like your hair, like I'm looking at right now, is your nappy niggerish hair. I wake up with that gross, ugly, niggerish hair and then I clean it and it's nice. And I have nice hair. And those are my bits on maths. Thank you.
Hey! Stop, Derek. There you go. Stop you. You just made it past 3 minutes. That's a good job. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah. I wrote down a bunch of things. I love that ending joke. That was really funny. Kind of caught it right away. I was like, oh, yeah, I see where he's going. Yeah. My hair looks like that just in the morning. Like, what are you trying to say? It's like, that's a really funny little bit there. Yeah.
Thank you. I've honestly, it's happened to me at Starbucks 100 times. It's a very honest, true experience that's therapeutic to write out.
Yeah. Yeah. Robin, Bobby, would you like to put some tips in there?
Yeah, like I just being raised by my mom, I so identified with your set. My mom was the same exact way, and like I remember my younger sister was saying that she was like, a new lady moved in next door and she's black too. And my mom said, no, she's black. I'm brown. She's like, I wouldn't hang out with her. Like, I remember like growing up that way. So I just kind of like, woo, I totally identify with that. Oh, she's black. I'm brown. And the racial algebra, like when I said that, I just think it'd be funny if maybe like you're like, you know, I'm flipping the script. Like maybe you come up with like racial geometry. You know what I mean? Or and like find a way to flip it. Like I'm going to like how are ways that you could implement changing it for the positive, but put a real funny spin on it. You know, it's like algebra sucks. Algebra's hard. We're gonna go because there's corners. There's you know exactly where to turn the corner in geometry. You know, and just so you know, and I'm gonna come up with the corners. And so, what would the racial geometry be? That you know, hey, I'm gonna start opening people's eyes to this and move it in a forward spin, but like with funny observations.
See what you mean? Yeah.
Thank you. That's really cool. Because like I honestly forgot to give a joke in there that I usually do, like racial algebra. As a medium brown person, I hate racial algebra. I don't want people to look at me and do my racial algebra. That's a bit I just forgot to put in there. But yours is less therapeutic and funnier if I'm trying to do something intentional with that racial algebra. Because if it's instead that but we all love racial algebra, so let's use that to teach these kids geometry. Like that's funnier than than the bit I usually do.
No, keep it, please. Yeah, because I think you could really go somewhere with it. It's an educative bit too. I love like those Richard Pryor moments. You know, the Red Fox moments where you're getting an education in the joke.
Thank you. Thank you.
Know? So yeah, it's got real Richard Pryor tone to it. So yeah, just that's why. And honestly, it was kind of his voice when you were talking about the
that's a nice
algebra,
compliment.
That's
Thank you.
the stuff used to piss him off. You know, so when you were talking about that, it was like, you know, we're gonna go with geometry. You know, like I could just see him flipping the script. I was like, it's just such. And I'm not saying you were. I don't mean he's doing Richard Pryor. Not at all. I'm saying it sounds very Richard Pryor influenced. And
thank you. No,
in that cool education way. Like I'm gonna teach you something along the way. You're gonna walk out of here laughing and a little wiser.
That makes sense. Yeah. I actually feel that way too.
I hear you giving me that that fuckable Hamilton compliment. That's a very high compliment in this modern day. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I felt that.
That's really kind.
It's like I like that Hamilton. That's funny. That makes me. I still haven't watched it yet. I've been meaning to, but that's me making up for not seeing it. But yeah, no, I wrote down a bunch of things too myself about that the racial algebra because you didn't actually use any algebra, so I was confused by it. To someone that's dumb from Canada, I can't relate so much with it, right? But I do like, but I understood what you're saying with the racial algebra because you're like trying to figure out what. I just went to like what kind of mix are they? I guess or like they have like 1/10 or 1/40. That was the algebra maybe you're going for, but yeah, but it was pretty funny. I like it. I also like you wrote down you don't like change being an American with math, right? You don't like that, and I was like, that's why they won't go to the metric system. It's just a Canadian thing to keep saying that over and over again to remind you guys that hey, time to move on. But
right.
I also like the blue of your veins because it made me think of when you said Croyle.
It's good.
It's like a vampire thing. Are they all worried about the vampires and like zombies and stuff? But yeah, no, it's a weird thing to come up with and talk about.
It's the how light the skin is. And it's literally, that's what it is. The more blue you can see in the vein, the lighter the skin. And it actually goes both ways. It goes all the way back to slavery, where children who were born from the master were not accepted by the slave families, and they weren't accepted by the white families either. And it really became, then there was a resentment that built there. So it literally, that feeling is on both sides. She's too light to hang out with. He's too dark to hang out with. I never, and my mom, she was like, "Oh, I'll be the first to tell you, there's racism within the black community itself." My mom used to say that all the time. She said, "No, we're the worst racists. We can't stand each other." But now, granted, she was 17 on the Selma Bridge marching towards Dr. King, so it's a different, it was a whole different generation, and we're seeing the kids that my generation, like Derek, is a great representation of the children we wanted to raise, with a voice to say, "Nah, it can stop here. We're done with this. This is done. We don't want to play this game anymore." And how do you do it? Laughter. Because people will learn through laughter a lot quicker than they'll learn through anger.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So that's all, that's all she taught me. And I know she would want a better world. She was always fighting for it.
Yeah. Everybody should be. Yeah. Not to talk that way too, but I was thinking your A, B, and C, how you, like, that's what algebra would be, like A plus B equals C.
Yeah.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared, that sort of stuff, right? So, but
right.
You can probably throw in there something like it's like A squared plus B squared equals Chinese person, or something towards this way. I don't know. It's just to give a shock value if you wanted to that way. Not that I mean it that way. It's like something goofy, but yeah, no, I'd say it was a good set. It's fun. So
I love it.
So,
yeah.
It's funny because
you can send me any racist bits that you don't want to do. Send them to me. I'll try them out.
All right. Deal. Okay. No, I don't have any racist bits. We didn't even swear in our sets. Did you hear that? That's what you said. So I don't think there's much racist behind that. Yeah. Okay. Good job. So yeah, I guess we'll go to.
You really didn't. You really did. Neither of you really swore at all. Not even an ass.
Oh, I'll make up for it this one. How's that sound? We'll get change it up. I'll go straight to my girl. Okay, let's move on to me, since it's appropriate time with my normal material. This is the point of the show we start trying some of our normal stuff, and I have a lot of things written down. I wasn't really focusing on, like I said, so I think I will try something here. Let's see. Back on stupid prophecies. This is the problem with the iPhone. Like a piece of paper would be so much easier to use, because you just now I'm like hitting buttons and scrolling looking for stuff. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, I lost like 80 pounds last year, and my buddy told me I was like part of the itty bitty titty committee, which is completely shitty because I'm way too busy to be in another committee. That's what it is. Like, I'm just the time on my hands. He's like, "Hey Keller, not to be nitpicky, but you're not just itty bitty titty committee. You're a not so busty trustee in the itty bitty titty committee." And I was like, "That is completely shitty, because I am way too busy to be on another committee. I'm already part of the All Girls Federal Bureau of Rural Squirrel Murals. I'm already, and characters, actually, that's what it is. They had the character part the first time, but they decided to cut it off and just make it shortened because it was confusing. Just the All Girls Federal Bureau of Rural Squirrel Murals, and they still have the character people in it, but they just they just don't want to have the name sort of thing, right? So, and I'm also like the sobriety. Oh, I always fuck this one up because it's so hard to say. Anxiety caused by Sobriety Society. Oh man, they just tongue properly. I'll never figure it out. What I'm trying to say is I'm way too busy. That's what I want to say. So, there's one part I just didn't add to the stupid thing, and I wrote a new part for it, and now I can't find it. at all. Well, here it is. How about this? I'm going to do another little. I started writing this joke as part of this. It didn't really work out, so I'm going to just tell that part of the joke. I found out someone that's into fetishes is called a fetishist. So if you're into fetishes, you're a fetishist, which I thought was kind of weird, right? It's a real word. If you put it and there's no autocorrect, it's a weird kind of thing. And I just kept thinking, like, like anybody. So any single person has a fetish of anything. So like I have a fetish, and it's like, but it's a fictitious fetish. It's a fetish nonetheless ish, I guess I'd say. But my fictitious fetish is with relishes. It would make me kind of a fictitious relish fetishish, I guess it'd be. If one has a fictitious relish fetish, it means the fictitious define relish delicious. And that would then be over embellish how delicious that relish is, making me a fictitious relish fetish. I guess it'd be, but yeah. I don't know where that joke is going. I just like saying it so much. So I actually wrote it out of spite, and fuck you, Shane Clark. That's what I'm saying, because you told me not to. Told me delete it. Used it. Here's another. I start to hit starts on where I am. I know right away when people look at me right away, they just think I have a set of truck nuts on my vehicle. That's I'm actually people figure that out. Like a rebel flag, something on my stick truck, or like, all lives matter Ford F-150 truck. It's like I don't know where the joke is going. Basically, people just like to say racist stuff to me because they think I'm a racist by the way I look. That's what I wanted to say, and it's not true. I do like to shoot guns and stuff like that, but you know what? I've lost this entire joke somehow in my writing. So, well, that's fine. This is about trying new stuff sometimes, right? I'm going to end it on one last thing, and because I've gone over my time, I believe. Man, this is where I'm lost again. Oh, Well, my last one is this joke sometimes works, doesn't work. We'll see how it goes. It's a person. Pseudonym is how people with cleft palates pronounce cinnamon. And that's the end of my joke. So. Yeah, it took me an hour. So because I couldn't spell pseudonym, basically. That's all I have. So yeah, I kind of bunched it up there. I'm sorry. I was trying to piece little jokes I was trying to work on, and it it doesn't go in the actual flow of a proper set, unfortunately. So but yeah. Thank you. I get the giggles when I don't do well. I start laughing my head off because I think it's fun. So, yeah. Okay, who would like to? Let's use the proper word, critique that, because that's. Tell me.
It's cute. It's cute.
Yeah. Thanks. How about you, Bobby Sutton? How would you define that?
I mean, I fell in love. I fell in love with. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, I thought you were done, Derek. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Shit. Okay. No, I thought lag. The first thing I wrote down. I was enamored. I fell in love with. It was so cute. The wordplay at the beginning, So I spent most of your set writing down and just trying to wordplay combination. These city titties got 50 on kitties who like lifties. So do with that if that does anything for you. I'll say it one more time. These city titties got 50 on kitties who like lifties. I can message you that too if you'd like. And then
watch these afterwards.
The only other thing I wrote down, I thought in your setup you were talking about. Cool. I will. Yeah. Because I like to shoot guns. People think I'm a racist. I thought that was a fun, simple snip of like a setup. Because then you can say people think because I read Guns and Ammo, I'm all lives matter. I think you can just kind of play with that idea and then embellish or leave it.
Yeah. I meant to actually. I have two jokes, parts of that written in two different spots today. And I actually meant to put them together, and I didn't. So when I finished it, I was like, "Oh, where's that joke go? I can't effing remember it anymore." So, Yeah, it's one of those things. But it is. We'll see how that goes one of these days. Here's some thoughts. Sometimes you just have to say it and see if it works. Just even though you have it written down and it works it or doesn't. That's the way it works. Yeah, for me, anyways. Bobby, how would you like to let me know?
You've got real good jokes in there. But and I'll tell you, the only reason I can give you this this advice is because it was given to me by an NBC writer. And he was like, how do I edit the joke down? Because I was always real confused about that. He said that first off, anything about your thought process or the experience that led you to that joke, other than I was in a bar the other night and this lady said to me, you know what I mean? But anything else, you can take a lot of that explanation. There's a lot of explanation in your jokes. And it's great, but then you'll do your great premise, and then you'll have some explanation, and then I'll hear your great little ridiculous fact, and then there'll be some explanation, and then there's great left turns, and your left turn would hit way harder if you took the explanations in between. You've got those three. You've got them within the joke. And just strip out the explanation. Like, go back and read it out loud to yourself, and maybe even like record it and listen and say, okay, I'm just an audience member. That's not even me. I'm listening to someone else. Mm-hmm. And start stripping away. Sit down with your notebook and listen to it on tape. And then, and stop it every so often and just, strip away anything that would just sound like, if that was a stranger on stage, what sounds like an explanation, and what sounds like the joke. And he taught me how to do that. And it started like, that's when I really started walking forward and being able to craft a joke that could hold the audience's attention.
Well, it's a great advice. I've written that down. I'll definitely look at some of these jokes because, I tend to try to people in my spot, like try to put them in my shoes unintentionally. I think it just, if you're a person that tells a lot of stories in your public life or just like out there doing things, just talking like I do, and try to make more of a background to put them in the scenario you're sitting in, why they understand it as part of it. But maybe that's not the best way of doing it on stage sometimes, because it is taking them and you're wasting time taking away jokes you can tell instead of that way. So that's some good pointers.
Yeah, if you're telling a story, storytelling comedy is a thing, and if you're telling a story, you want to try to average a laugh every 7.5 seconds.
Yeah.
So, it's totally cool to tell a story, as long as you're averaging, a laugh and at least one big laugh every 12 to 15 seconds. A ha ha ha, every 7 or so seconds, and then every 12 to 15 seconds, a good laugh. Every 30 seconds, ha ha, and that's a great storytelling comedy joke, But it helped me a lot, and that's because you were succinct and to the point compared to me. My first joke was 3 pages before I got to the punchline. That is a true story. He actually told the class, "This is the best example of the worst joke ever written."
Yeah.
And I said, I've never been the best at anything.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I had a joke that I did for one of the last ones. I can't remember the joke. But I remember after the show was done, I had liked the premise of the joke so much. I probably did it like 40 different times and never could get a joke out of the fucking thing. It just kept going. It would never be funny. But I know what you mean. Just rewrite it. It's got to be funny. It makes me. I don't know why it's not funny, and I can't make it funny. But
bring it to one of these sessions, and we'll make it funny.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea too. No, it's not funny. It's not even close. I don't know why it is. It's just when I reread it, there's something there, but who knows what. So no, that's great advice for me. Thank you so much for it. So yeah.
Well, I'm just paying it forward. It's not even my advice. It was. And I gave it a lot sweeter than it was given to me. Like, he was NBC for sure. He's like, Robin, no one cares about you. No one gives a shit about you. Nothing about you matters. and 97% of the world is stupid and has a 6-second attention span. So shut up. No one cares about your details. Get your premise, get your ridiculous statement, get your left turn, and shut the fuck up.
There you go.
How can I make that more kind?
Well, I appreciate the kindness you gave me for that, so because it could have been a lot worse advice. But yeah, that was good. That was good. How about we move on here? Keep this thing going. Bobby, you're. How about you go? We'll start the timer for you again.
All right.
You ready? Anytime.
Yes. Well, good evening, guys and dolls. Are we having a fabulous Thanksgiving weekend or what?
Woo!
I am Bobby Sutton. I am a proud, hot piece of white treasure stay at trailer home mom. But my trailer's attached to cinder blocks, okay? Which means obviously I can afford the fancier tiny ones. Yes. Yeah, I suggest you get on board because life is finer for us tiny whiners. Right, but you don't have to be all peanut butter and jealous of me, sweethearts. No, no, no. We trailer treasures, we have our struggles too. And I'm getting a really, really late start in comedy, and that's because growing up, my mama always said, "Oh, you would do comedy over my dead body, young lady." Well, meet mom. Yeah. See, you told me this wasn't never going to take me nowhere, but look at me doing this for zeros of dollars and future promises of drink tickets. Yeah, can't tell me nothing. So, has anyone else ever taken their child to the doctor trying to get them heavily medicated, only to have that same shrink trickle down on your own meds? I'm that 50 Shades of Gray matter. Yeah, I am the mom of 2 beautiful boys. I used to have 3, but tragically, we lost one. But in my defense, that Costco's a huge friggin' place. It is better that I'm a mom of all boys, because, I just don't make that great of a girl. Seriously, do these look like the nails of someone who gives a flying frog's fat butt? No, I don't think so. I cut that one with a potato peeler last night. It works. Try it. Just don't care. I prefer Legos to Barbies. Legos, you can build things different. Barbies, we're all going to the club together and we look equally hot. What's the point of that? And of course, as I stated earlier, I am more emotionally and physically built like a prepubescent 12-year-old boy. I don't mind the teasing or the body issues. What I mind is that I know somewhere out there is a sick, twisted piece of human crap. And he is looking at me going, "Oh, yeah. She'd make a fine, legal 12-year-old boy." Yeah. But I will say, it did let me get away with going naked on the beach once. Yeah, I was all proud of myself, yelling at my man, "Hey, babe, look at me. I'm naked on the beach." Yeah. He said, "Cool, turn around so I can see." I said, "I am turned around, you son of a bitch." I've been stapled to that man for 26 years. Young people have asked, "How have you hung on to him that long?" So, well, I credit the hysterectomy. Yeah, because they took out the baby bed and left the playpen. Yeah. You know, and it helps that my kids is all grown up. I got to rejoin my cult. I'm a member of the I'm Loving Naughty. Yeah, I am back to having loud ass sex all over the house again. Woo! If my grown ass kids don't like it, they can move their ass out. Just saying. But after 26 years, y'all, my husband found out he went and he took a lover. And last month I had to sit there and watch as he paid $5,000 to get that bitch a lift job and a rim job. That truck is having a really great year. Yeah. He loves that truck so much. He parks it so far out in the parking lot, I'd need a dang Sherpa to find the Walmart. By the time I get the milk back to that truck, it's expired. I mean, he'll leave it on the oil lube rack, but that truck, well, actually, that truck and I, we're getting one over on my husband. I can say that that truck's been getting my seat heated up a lot more often than my husband has lately. And I am here to tell you that once you go black truck, you never go back truck. That is one sexy truck. I love that truck. And it's willing to go through all the gears for me. It's a nice truck. And it makes sense that, I'd be attracted to black trucks because I was raised in a black family, And my mama, she was one of the original OGs, all at 17 years old, marching her way across the Selma Bridge to watch Dr. King give his I Have a Dream speech. She rolled that hard. Yeah. And when we got out in public and rolled like fools, Mama would get fed up and she'd be like, all right, that's it. I've had it. I swear to God, the next one of you gets out of hand, I'm going to slap the black right off you. I've already done it to that one right there. Don't you make me do it again. Yeah. I used to say, Mama, why you lie about slapping the black off me? And she'd say, baby, that ain't a lie. That's a joke. Ain't nobody believe a joke is real. If I could slap the black off people, I'd be the richest black slapping woman on the planet. Shoot. I'd have people stretched all the way around this earth asking them, what you want that $4,000 black slapping or you want that $5.99 Michael Jackson special? Yeah, but now, if you're looking for me in the neighborhood, you got to call me by my street name. Yep, and that's Cracker Jack. Yep, because I'm sweet, I'm a little nutty, and if you dig deep enough in my box, you're going to find a prize. Yeah, but y'all don't got to worry about me. I'm going to get my man back. Don't you worry. I already know what to do about it. I'm going to treat him like a nice piece of expensive laminate flooring. Yep. All I got to do is lay him good and hard one time. He'll let me walk all over him like high traffic. I am Bobby Sutton. Y'all have a blessed week. God bless and angels on y'all. Bye.
Good job. Yeah, good job. That was funny.
Thank you.
We've done lots of things there. I don't know where they go anymore because I kept writing notes and I just kept listening to you. Like, how the hell did that go again? But yeah, I like the you use a lot. Like the you like put two consonants together when you talk about like you, trailer treasures, and you just kept using it during your whole set. And I really liked how you do that. Maybe it's just the way you speak. I'm not sure, but
oh no, that's a comedy rule.
Yeah.
the hard consonants. Try
Yeah.
to find like the hard C's, the K's, the T's, things like that. If you try to start writing like that, that's just like a rule of comedy writing. If you pay attention in sitcoms and start paying attention and look for it with comedians, and you'll start seeing a lot of hard consonants on punchlines and premises and things like that.
Oh, wow. That's another thing you taught me. I didn't know. I never pay attention, but I did enjoy it. I did focus it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I wrote down also, you're talking about sex all over the house.
Yeah.
And so your kids should move out then. It'd be funny if you said they shouldn't have moved back in then. That's the sort of thing rather than like
they shouldn't have, okay, yeah.
They should have
like
moved
that.
back in if they didn't like it, because that's how you got comfortable. Just as me, like I was like, that's the way I feel with my kids. Just waiting for them to move out, just so I can have that same sort of loud sex. But I also got Sherpa to find the Walmart. I thought was really funny. They're talking about your truck being out there, and whatnot. And I just pictured a guy with a rope. You know, those Sherpa in the winters.
Yeah.
You got a rope to find out. You lay a rope down there all the way to your car so you can find it again, like Hansel and Gretel stuff. Yeah, I just had that picture in my head. The slapping the black thing. I think it was funny going through that thing. I just think, what's the opposite if you had the power to slap like color off people? What would be the opposite? How would you give it back to somebody or give it to somebody that didn't have it? I don't know why I thought about that. Maybe something to explore. But does that make sense at all? I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, like slap the black on privileged Karens.
Yeah.
It's not gonna slap the black on you.
Yeah. Like the reverse thing, right? So yeah, I just thought it was pretty funny.
That's funny. That's fucking fun. I like that a lot.
What? Which one?
Oh, he's talking. He's got a bag pretty good here. Go ahead, Derek.
Oh yeah, I was just slapping the black onto somebody. That was my wave. At the top, Bobby, I really liked your wordplay. You know, you had that really fun wordplay. With that wordplay bit, I wrote down. You talked about red hot, and so from red hot, I wrote down deep fried redneck cutoff shorts or cutoff sleeves. I thought cutoff sleeves were funnier than cutoff shorts, but do with that what you will. I also liked when you were having that conversation with your mama. Mama, you thought I could never be here. Well, Mama, you know that you would have driven for 2 hours for a little bit of attention and a drink yourself. So don't get off your high horse.
I would have been conscious.
Just like kind of, you could do it in her voice or your voice, you know. Okay, it's make believe. It's a make believe conversation, but yes, we do have those real, parts.
No, you gave me a great laugh because all I could see was my mother's face.
With Legos.
The lag.
With Legos, I thought it would be funny to hear from you. I prefer to play with Legos, and just make Bobby mispronounce Legos. However you think is funny, but Legos, I think people still follow.
Legos.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Here was so about looking like a boy or being able to pass for a teenage boy. I don't mind the teasing. I'm just sick of having to wrestle with other rascally teens. I want them to leave me alone. Let me go about my business. That was just another, I don't know. Oh, okay. And so the hysterectomy. So I wrote some other tags for the hysterectomy bit. They took out the oven, but left all these pizzas. They took out the pan, but left all the hot oil. Do with that what you will.
No, for some reason, like
so with the
you
black truck,
actually
but
got
I
me
want a black
thinking.
truck. I heard in there, save a horse.
Save a horse, what?
Good.
Say,
Yeah. Save a horse, ride a black truck.
oh,
Save a horse, ride a black truck. You know, I just thought was a funny way to just tag that same bit you were doing, and then the $5.99 special bleach whitening or skin whitening slap. You know, do you want the full whitening, or do you want the $5.99 Beyonce special? Can just be another person, your color shades of variance. Or I think Lizzo is almost famous enough for an even lesser skin slapping, could be a Lizzo or Beyonce. So you could even do two on your spectrum. But that's all I have.
Oh, like the bronze, silver, and platinum. Like Michael's the silver. Beyonce would, I guess, be the platinum. Yeah.
That's a good concept. Yeah. There's got to be some kind of tanning booth.
And Lizzo, yeah, because she's current, so she would be bronze.
Right. Right.
I couldn't pick her out of a lineup. I have no idea what she looks like. I've heard her music. I just don't know what she looks like.
Then, if not Lizzo, you could just do Jay-Z, or Will Smith Beyonce. I don't know. Just famous. I'm just, you know, to hit on that bit, you know, go on that famous cream of crop.
Yeah, I really like that. Thanks.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Well done, Bobby. Let's, I guess we both give him critique, so we'll move on to Derek Dozier. Are you ready to do your 5 minutes, Derek?
I am. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you for that funny lead up. Thank you, Keller. I wanted to talk to you all. I really think we need to, very seriously, we all need to lighten up on white people with dreadlocks. Okay, we need to lighten up. I think what's happened is the mean business suit white people have tricked the public into being mad at the cool white people, the hippies. You know, the hippies will share their drugs with you. You know, they'll hang out. They'll give you a ride. Don't give them such a hard time about their hairdo, you know? I think the only other hairdo in history that's really gone off limits was the Hitler mustache. I am trying to say that if you're yelling at someone about their haircut, I don't think you're on the right side of the issue. Okay? Me, myself, I'm a medium gay person. I'm a medium gay person, and what being medium gay means to me is whatever genitals you got, put them in my face. I'm all about it, you know? Medium gay, it means to me, somebody says, Derek, who's your type? My type is whoever wants to fuck me. That's what I'm into. You know, that is the sexy quality in a person. I was raised by two prison guard parents, you know, but I personally wasn't in jail a very long time, but I was in jail just long enough to learn that if I could get a neo-Nazi to eat a morsel of food from my hand, he would roll right over and show me his belly, you know? I could get that neo-Nazi skinhead to become a really good boy, you know? Just with a snack from my fingers. I grew up around a lot of white people, a lot of white people that we would never say the word nigger. But I did grow up around a lot of white people who liked to tell me, you know, Derek, black people were actually the ones who thought of slavery. You know, the Europeans went to Africa and they found Africans enslaving each other. You know, a lot of white people wanted to convince me that it's the idea of slavery that's the problem, not the application. You know, like white people wanted to get away with Derek, you know that black guys are just so cool. We have to copy anything they do. We saw black guys enslaving each other. It was just so sexy. We had to do it. You know, we can't resist. I personally, okay? I want to help the police, okay? I think they need some support. I think we got to send social workers out with the police, okay? And so to do that, I think we enact the Abuela program, okay? I think we send a grandmother. We send a woman over 50 out with every police car. And that woman over 50 offers advice. And she also holds all of the guns. That woman holds all of the guns. And so the police have to ask, Abuela, Nana, can we please have the guns? And she'll say, young men, is it a child? Is it a teenager running away from you? No, you can't have the guns for this teenager running away from you. You're going to have to exercise like grandma told you to. You're going to have to practice your cardio. You can't just shoot all your problems. You're not hunters. You're police. I don't hunt. You know, I'm not a hunter personally. I am a soft indoor kid. I sing musicals. I like to braid hair and cook, okay? I'm a hippie, atheist, douchebag. I have a criminal record. I'm a non-binary, bisexual, cross-dressing stoner, okay? The very few people that really want to fuck me are so disappointed to find out I hate astrology. I hate it. I don't want to talk any astrology. I think police in the U.S., I think they've become a religion, okay? I am an atheist of the Blue Live movement. I don't think cops have to protect themselves from us, because if the police are protecting themselves, if the police are lying and protecting themselves, then who are they protecting themselves from? The other people are us. We are the other people. Don't protect yourselves from us. We're you. It's okay. We're all one people. Okay. Oh, yes. So I just would like to leave you with this idea. You know, out in this modern day, this modern age, we're trying to be more polite. We're trying to love each other better, okay? We're trying not to do racial impressions as much. You know, we don't want to do an impression of another ethnicity. But if you want to do an impression, pick one individual. Instead of doing black guy voice, pick one black guy. Do Mike Tyson. He's got a pretty neat voice that you can practice, and you can just kind of do Mike Tyson voice. You know, don't do Japanese voice. Do George Takei. It's okay to be Takei. Come out, be gay with Takei. That's my tip for you. I love you. Leave this world a better place. Thank you for your time.
Gotta wait for that leg. I just want to make sure. Bobby, but you'd like to give Derek some input.
I don't know how to give this input.
Would you like me to go first?
I just don't like. As a white straight woman in Southern America, I don't know how to give advice on black comedy. Like I was always like taught write for the table. You know what I mean? But nowadays, if you write for the table, it's still perceived as a horrible thing because of your skin color. So I don't know how to help you on some of these jokes because I don't want to be on Facebook getting things chopped up saying, look at this Karen bitch, you know? And when all, I was really trying to do was if it's something you want to collaborate on, shoot me your email in the IM on Facebook, and I will email you, and we can go back and forth and write for your table. But I don't feel comfortable writing for your table on like a social media platform because people can edit stuff. Does that make any sense?
I respect that, and I recognize that part of what I am saying and doing, I am using my personal perspective and my privilege of who and what I am to say, sensitive shit. And I'm intentionally doing so. I respect that and appreciate that, and I will definitely give you my email because I would love to hear your, whatever tips you have. I would love to hear it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, because I think you have something to say, and I think you can say it in a funny way. And if you learn the rhythm of it, I think it would work well for you. You could be like a real Dave Chappelle type. So.
That's
Thank you. That's really sweet. Thank you.
So I liked your dreadlocks bit. I think that was pretty funny. I think it was a good opening bit actually, because you probably won a lot of people off on the side if you do that in an audience. Like leave these guys alone. The hippies are on our side.
Yeah.
Concept. I mean, like that's it's not something people would usually hear. So it's kind of cool. I really liked it. Actually, I thought it was a pretty good opening bit, sort of to go that way. Just to have, because it makes you understand, people understand who you are as a person a bit more that way. Like, it's like, I thought it was pretty cool. So, and he does need a bit sharpening. And I think that's one thing I'll give the whole thing. I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that. But I think that I found that I was listening a lot. I was enjoying how you were saying it. There probably wasn't enough jokes in the total thing. But I was following your stuff and everything else. And I really enjoyed it. The one thing I did like the neo-Nazi too, like the morsel about going to jail and like one thing I don't think you said it, but feeding out of your hand, basically what you're doing, like it's a funny kind of concept with that. So, but I don't. It was kind of left me sitting. What happened to the Nazi? I don't know what's going on with this Nazi when you moved on it. So I was like, yeah, it was good.
That bit is really kind of implying that the audience may have and bit of information on like the kind of Sons of Anarchy, skinhead-isms, and even the Sons of Anarchy kind of skinheads would not eat food given to them by a person of color. And so that is all I'm joking about is if I can convince a skinhead to break their rule of not eating food given to them by a person of color, then they're going to be a good boy for me. That's kind of the joke I'm playing on, but I am assuming there's information about racism in that bit that I am not informing the audience on. So that is a great note. It comes out of such your perspective on the thing, but I think it needs to be described a bit more and look, you just figure out how you're going to get to it, like kind of thing. And because you jump to it and it like, it was nothing. Good concept. It kind of leaped and then leaped out of it again. You're like, oh, wait a minute, I want to hear about that still. But, if you know what I mean by that. But yeah. One thing to go along with it, I really liked. Thank you.
The thought I had was, it must happen all the time. Just, I know it happens anyways, but white people must volunteer information about how they're not racist to you all the time. I just found that kind of, I don't know why I was thinking about that. You're a Canadian kid, right? So we don't have the same kind of development as everybody down there, but it dawned on me when you were talking. I think, I bet you they just volunteer information. Like, don't worry, I'm your friend. I got black family members or whatever it is. I think it slides along with it.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool, but good job.
Right.
So I can't wait to see how some of that turns out actually when you start.
Thank you.
So I do like your vibe and your flow.
Honestly, a lot of that. Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say a lot of that's super new. I appreciate that. I know, fucking delay. It's really new, and some of those bits are bits I'm trying to prepare for a thing I'm trying to write that is not so funny. It's more preachy than it is funny. So this feedback about some of that shit was just personal and not funny. You're right, and I knew that, but it's also good to hear to remind me not to leave it in my stand-up set. So thank
Yeah.
you.
And I didn't.
Those are that is. You're
Hey,
right.
Derek.
It's true.
There was one. I think would be okay. The thing about the skinheads and wouldn't accept a person of color to cook for them. You know, you might could tag with, and thanks to that film, The Help, you know, it's only made things worse. Everybody, they are all thinking we're trying to chocolate pie their ass.
Right.
I feel comfortable sharing that one
Yeah.
with you because it's skinheads. So screw them.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you're trying to make everybody awkward, all the white people awkward, Derek. Well done. Flag. You'll get that in a second. This is not an approval. Okay, guys. Well, that was a great, fun thing. Is anything? We're coming to a tail end here, so that was good. Bobby, why don't you tell everybody where we can find you away from this show?
I have a live feed every Wednesday night on Facebook, the Comedy Writers Room with Hot Breath Comedy Network. It's the Right 10 After Dark every Wednesday night. We write jokes for 10 minutes on randomly generated words, and then we post the jokes to the feed, and the joke with the most votes wins a meme of your joke. And then every single morning, that same network with Joel Byers, and he's the proprietor and founder of the Hot Breath Comedy Network. He also has the Hot Breath podcast, where he'll have live Q&As with comedians like Jeff Foxworthy, Tommy Davidson. I mean, just, you know, he has hundreds of interviews with these comedians, and he allows us to ask questions personally of these people on his feeds. So, you know, you join that, come right with us every morning. It's 10 Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific. And, you know, that's AM and PM. You know,
Yeah.
Wednesday nights PM, every morning AM. And then I also work at a Shenanigans Comedy Club weekly out of Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Way to go. I actually take part in that Joe Byers thing when I can. Most mornings I leave for work at 7 a.m. every morning, so I have a hard time participating all the time. But it's been a quite positive group. If anybody wants to get into it and they're watching this and thinking about doing comedy, that's actually quite good to start out that way and do that stuff. It's been pretty good to watch. So good job. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Well, Derek, where are you? Guess where are you going to be? Just the closet.
I put on a once a month live stream Twitch show called Body Posy Comedy. It's a body positive stand-up showcase on Twitch. To watch that and watch a bunch of the other live stream shows I do, check out Stab Comedy on Twitch. Stab Comedy on Twitch, Facebook, and I'm DXDOZIER on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. And my name's Keller Reeves. I was your host. Like I got nothing going on. I got no shows, no nothing. I'm just on here, the internet, doing stuff until this COVID thing gets a handle. Yeah. Just find me on all social media, Keller J. Reeves on everything, and just try to decipher all my stone jokes that I do, and that's about it. So yeah. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching my workshops tonight. It's been a great show. Thank you, Derek Dozier. Thank you, Bobby Sutton. I'm Keller Reeves. We'll see you guys later.
Angels on y'all.